Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Fluent Nest English, where learning English is easy and fun. I am Emily.
And I am Ollie. Hello, Emily. Hello, everyone. It is so wonderful to be here with you all today.
It is so great to have you here, Ollie. Now, Ollie, I want to start today with a question, and I want you to be completely honest.
Completely honest. Okay, that is either going to be very interesting or slightly uncomfortable. Go ahead.
When someone speaks English to you and you need to respond, what happens inside your brain in that exact moment?
Honestly, chaos. Complete chaos. The person finishes their sentence, and my brain immediately starts doing this frantic translation. It hears the English, converts it into my language, thinks of the answer in my language, tries to translate that answer back into English. And by the time all of that has happened, the conversation has moved on 3 steps, and I'm still standing there with my mouth open.
And that exact process, that translation loop, is the single biggest thing stopping millions of English learners from speaking fluently. And today we are talking about exactly how to break it.
Because here's what nobody tells you when you start learning English. Fluency is not about knowing more words. It is not about knowing more grammar. It is about training your brain to stop translating and start thinking directly in English. And those are 2 completely different things.
2 completely different things. And today we are giving everyone a real practical system for making that shift. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I am Emily.
And I am Ollie. Today we're talking about how to train your brain to speak English fluently, how to stop freezing, how to stop translating, and how to start letting English flow naturally the way it does for fluent speakers. Let's get into it.
Let us start by understanding why the brain freezes in the first place. Because most learners think they freeze because their English is not good enough. But that is almost never the real reason.
What is the real reason?
The real reason is that the brain is doing too many jobs at the same time. It is listening, translating, searching for vocabulary,
checking grammar,
monitoring pronunciation, and managing the social pressure of having someone waiting for your answer, all simultaneously. And it simply overloads.
Like a computer with too many programs open at the same time. Everything slows down, and eventually the whole system just stops.
Exactly. And the solution is not to add more vocabulary into the computer. The solution is to reduce the number of programs running at the same time.
And the biggest program using the most energy is the translation program. The one that converts everything from English into your language and back again.
And every time you translate, you are adding 2 extra steps to a process that should be direct. The goal is to build a shortcut, a direct connection between the English words and their meaning, without going through your first language at all.
And that shortcut is built through one thing and one thing only. Using English, producing English, speaking English, not studying it, not listening to it passively, actually using it.
Now let us talk about the first practical thing everyone can do to start training their brain. And it is something you can start today.
right now.
Without any special equipment or resources.
What is it?
It is called narrating your life. And it sounds simple because it is. Every time you do something during your day, you describe what you are doing in English, inside your head, or out loud if you are alone.
So when I'm making coffee in the morning, I think I am making coffee. The water is boiling. The smell is incredible. I really need this right now.
Exactly. And when you're walking somewhere, you think I am walking to the shop. It is a little cold today. I should have brought a jacket.
And when something happens, you react to it in English. Not in your first language. In English. Something spills. You think, oh no, not today. Something goes well. You think, yes, that went perfectly.
And what this does over time is extraordinary. It starts building those direct connections. The experience happens. The English arrives. No translation in the middle. Just the experience and the English word together.
Like a baby learning its first language. A baby does not translate. A baby sees a dog, hears the word dog, and the connection is made directly. That is what we are rebuilding in our adult brains.
Rebuilding exactly. And it does not happen overnight, but it does happen.
Day by day.
Narration by narration. Direct connection by direct connection. The translation habit gets weaker, and the direct English habit gets stronger.
Now let us talk about the second technique, because narrating your life builds the thinking in English habit. But what about the actual speaking? The real-time production of English in a conversation.
This is where so many learners get stuck, because thinking in English alone is not enough. You also need to train your mouth to work at the same speed as your thoughts, and that requires a specific kind of practice.
What kind of practice?
We call it the 10-second challenge, and it works like this. You pick any topic at all, and you speak about it in English for 10 continuous seconds without stopping.
Just 10 seconds. That sounds very manageable.
It sounds manageable, but try it for the first time, and you'll discover that 10 seconds of continuous English speaking without preparing what to say in advance is harder than it sounds.
Because your brain wants to pause. It wants to translate. It wants to check. And the challenge is teaching it to keep going even when it feels uncertain. Even when the words are not perfect. Even when the grammar might be slightly wrong.
Because here is the truth about fluency. Fluent speakers do not speak perfectly. They speak continuously. They find ways around words they cannot remember. They describe things differently. They use simpler phrases. But they never fully stop.
They never fully stop. That is such an important insight. Fluency is not perfection. Fluency is momentum.
Now, everyone, if you are finding this helpful, please give this video a like and subscribe to Fluent Nest English. We make real English conversations every single week just for you.
Yes, please subscribe. And tell us in the comments. Do you freeze when speaking English? What is the moment it happens most often for you? We genuinely want to know.
We love reading every single comment. Now, let us talk about the third technique, because this one is specifically for the freezing moment itself. What to do in the exact second your brain stops and everything goes quiet.
Because that moment is so specific and so terrifying. The person is looking at you, expecting something, and your brain has gone completely offline.
And most learners do one of two things in that moment. They apologize immediately, or they go completely silent. And both of those make the moment feel bigger and more frightening than it actually is.
So what should you do instead?
You use what we call a bridge phrase. A natural English phrase that buys your brain a few extra seconds to find the words it needs, without the silence feeling awkward.
What kind of bridge phrases?
Things like "that is such a good question. Let me think about that for a second." Or "that is really interesting. Give me just a moment." Or "honestly, where do I even start with that one?"
Oh, those are brilliant, because they all sound completely natural. The other person hears someone who is thoughtful and engaged, not someone who is panicking.
And in those 3 to 5 seconds that the bridge phrase buys you, your brain has time to calm down. The overload reduces slightly, and the words start coming back.
3 to 5 seconds. That is all you need. And the bridge phrase fills those seconds with something warm and natural instead of painful silence.
Now, let us bring all 3 techniques together in a practice conversation, so everyone can hear how they work naturally in a real situation.
I will ask Emily some questions, and Emily will use the techniques we taught today naturally in her answers. Ready?
Ready.
Emily, what is something you've been really focused on lately?
That is such a good question. Let me think about that for a second. Honestly, I have been really focused on slowing down. I think I spend so much of my life rushing from one thing to the next that I forget to actually be present in what I am doing. So lately I have been trying to notice the small moments more. The morning coffee, the walk to work, the quiet before the day gets busy.
That is beautiful. And how has that been going for you?
Honestly, it is a work in progress. Some days I am brilliant at it. Other days I look up and somehow 3 hours have passed and I have not noticed anything except the inside of my own to-do list. But I think just being aware of it is already changing something.
Did you notice how natural and flowing that was? Emily used a bridge phrase that is such a good question. Let me think for a second to buy herself a moment. And then the words came naturally and warmly and continuously.
Just thoughts arriving in English and coming out as English. That is what we are training toward. That is the goal.
Let us do a final summary of the 3 techniques. Technique 1. Narrate your life in English. Throughout your day, describe what you are doing and experiencing in English. Build direct connections between experiences and English words without going through your first language.
Technique 2. The 10-second challenge. Every day, choose a random topic and speak about it in English for 10 continuous seconds without stopping. Train your mouth to keep moving even when your brain feels uncertain.
Technique 3. Bridge phrases. Have 3 to 5 natural English phrases ready for the freezing moment. That is such a good question. Give me just a second. Honestly, where do I even start? Use them to buy your brain the time it needs without painful silence.
3 techniques. All free. All starting today. All building toward the same beautiful destination. English that flows directly from your thoughts without a translation stop in the middle.
Well, everyone, that is all for today's episode. We hope your brain feels a little more trained and a little more ready for its next English conversation.
Please do not forget to subscribe to Fluent Nest English and like this video. And share it with a friend who freezes when speaking English. These 3 techniques could genuinely change everything for them.
And leave us a comment below. Tell us which technique you're going to try first today. We read every single one, and we genuinely care about your answer.
We love reading every single one. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone. See you in the next episode.
Bye-bye. And remember, your English is not broken. Your brain just needs a little training. And now you have exactly that.